any use. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is a special edition of the Divisional Round Playoffs on EA Sports. Coming up next, we've got what should be a good one between the Chicago Bears and the Seattle Seahawks. I'll join you again at halftime to look at some of these stats and...
Okay, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to the Pacific Northwest, the home of the 12s, as it's called, CenturyLink Field in Seattle. Ahead, we'll decide the second entrant to next week's NFC title game, as we've got a great one in store between the Chicago Bears and the Seattle Seahawks. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. Leading them out at QB is the former North Carolina Tar Heel, Mitchell Trubisky. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Out of the gun, Trubisky. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that that fell harmlessly to the ground. Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. From the shotgun is Trubisky. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Jadeveon Clowney drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's really a difficult task.
Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Check 99. Check 99. Check. Fresno. Hey, 0. Hey, easy.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. And here's the starting offensive unit for Seattle.
An excellent year, obviously, because they got the open week, had the bye. But the one thing you always worry about, the rust factor. And I had a coach say to me one time, when you have that open week, you often think about scrimmaging so you're ready to go the next week, but you know you can't. So you cross your fingers and hope your guys are ready to roll.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Check, 59. I don't think you got it, sir.
On 3rd and 1, Wilson. Open man is Gordon, complete. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a first down as well.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get a good head of steam going.
Wilson's throw caught by Metcalf. And he's got this down to the 35. 10 yards and a Seattle first down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Zebra. Switch. Gun. Watch the twist.
On the carry, here's Marshawn Lynch. And a short gain down to about the 33. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing is Wilson. This complete to Lockett. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. 25 yards that time. Well, that didn't take very long. You mentioned you have to keep him under wraps. Avoid the big play is what you said, and here he makes one in the first quarter.
Yeah, you can't let this become a habit. Otherwise, you know what'll happen? They'll flat out take over this game.
And perhaps now close to the first points of this divisional round game as it's 1st and goal.
Get wide. Safe. Check. Crunch. Run left. It comes to me. It's me.
They'll try and run for it with Penny. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. An 8-yard touchdown run as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, we knew they had the crowd on their side. Their defense has already made a stop, and now here's an opening drive touchdown.
Yeah, how about the defense making the stop, offense feeling their momentum that they've generated, and turning it into points on their side. So now you got a team working together, and you get the crowd involved fully on their side in this ball game.
And in this playoff atmosphere, that 12th man means even more. And a short kick, taking it about the 16. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11. Draw play here. Trubisky gives to Cohen. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. The tackle made by K.J. Wright.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Trubisky, the screen pass here to Cohen. 14 yards in a Chicago first down. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll run it with Williams. And he'll just get back to the line of scrimmage, if that. And with a flag on the field. And that one looks to be in the area where someone was held. So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot. But they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
Trubisky's throw into the hands of Burton. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. On the draw, this is Cohen. Now that gets back some of what they needed, but they're still stuck here with a 3rd and 13.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a first down as well.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
Here's Trubisky. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 16, and he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time. Really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Now it's Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. Well, certainly not the way that they were hoping that possession would end, failing to convert on 4th.
And now they've got to make sure that they keep their poise, they keep their confidence. Just because it didn't work once doesn't mean if they get that same situation later that they shouldn't go for it again. The defense feels great, but the offense, they can't be despondent.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Williams. And his first carry, he loses the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. Well, he's not the starter coming in, getting his first carry off the bench. That's not the way to earn more carries.
You have to stay in the game, even if you're not on the field, right? Stay mentally sharp, stay ready. And above all, when you get into the game, hold on to the football. Don't let the other team have it.
A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10, right at the 40.
Check hot route. Hot. Check the backer. Check the hot read.
Now it's Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. This throw complete. Wilson finding Lockett. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
Check three, check three, check three. Check.
12. Tight dog. Watch.
They'll run on first down. Carson. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Taking it in from 11 yards out. Yeah, the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Here we go.
Here's Damian Williams making his way back out. He's got to clear his mind a little bit right now. One carry, and that carry was a lost fumble.
Clear his mind, clear his hands, and just let this one go. Sometimes it happens. You drop the ball. Got a full game ahead of him. Hand it to him again. See if they can start to produce.
Now it's Trubisky. Now the hook up here to Allen Robinson. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Looking to throw again on second down. Trubisky. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. Touchdown, Chicago. Allen Robinson, 56 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football. Full half to be played. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Flush to his right. Oh, he's got a man wide open. Complete. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36. Well, that certainly changes things.
Yeah, I think the thought process is they take this lead into the locker room, run something simple here, and run the clock out. Instead, they get the big play. Now they have a chance to increase.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now Wilson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be third down. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. Here's Wilson, flushed out right. We're looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. On comes the Seahawk kicker here on 4th down. It's Jason Myers from the right hash. This from 45 yards away. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
This will be taken about the 12.
Come on, fellas.
So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC divisional round matchup as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports halftime report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. But first, let's take a look back to Saturday's NFC divisional round game. And it was the Dallas Cowboys who are moving on to the next round as they were able to eliminate the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, in our game, we're set up for a terrific second half. So to find out who will advance to the NFC title game, let's send it back out to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. They'll run to Marshawn Lynch, and he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 2 yards, good enough for a first. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Wilson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Good work after the catch, gets him 15 and a 1st down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 46. Wilson eluding the pressure right. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. They get 17 on that one. Move the chains. 1st down Seahawks. Here's Wilson to throw. It's caught. Block it. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first. 1st down, the run with Lynch. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wilson, he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. A 13-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the season?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. He was trying to find Anthony Miller there, but now it'll be 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Trubisky. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down.
Sometimes we wonder about play calls, but this one made perfect sense to me. He's got the only touchdown that they've scored in this game. Tried to get it to him again on another deep ball.
Returnable for Lockett. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away. I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And he's got the hook up to Moore. A great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps him pick up the first. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a first down as well.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, they picked up a first down for him, too.
And he's got this down to the 35. First down, Seattle, 16 yards the gain there. To throw is Wilson.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down. You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Here's Wilson. Throwing again, escaping the pressure right. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. That's caught by Hollister. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
They'll try to run with Carson. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Chris Carson, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. And right now, Charles, I think you'd have to say their class starting to show through.
Yeah, they were disappointed not to get the #1 seed in the playoffs, but the reality is these guys can play anywhere. It doesn't matter for them.
And if they can indeed hold on to this lead, that's going to set up one heck of a championship game next Sunday.
Let's come back and watch it, shall we?
Something tells me you and I are going to be there. And they'll have good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. One quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. Flush to his right. Now he'll pull it down. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. To throw again on 2nd down. Trubisky, he's got the first down here inside the 30. And down to the 28-yard line. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 28. On 1st down, Trubisky. Now they go screen. It's complete. First down for the Bears, a gain of 15.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
Now he's got it. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. 11 more on that one and another first down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
And he will score. Touchdown, Chicago. Mitchell Trubisky with his second touchdown of the night. And the Bears get a bit closer.
So, my man, another touchdown. They're looking like the #1 seed that they earned throughout the year. Looking pretty dominant right now.
We knew the road to the Super Bowl would run right through this stadium. Somebody's going to have to come in here and beat these guys. Good luck. I don't think it's happening this weekend.
No, definitely not this weekend. And for anyone else out there, bring your game.
Buyer beware. Solid return. Pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
Wilson, this complete to Lockett. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Prince Amukamara. And he'll take this back down inside the 20. Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They'll run on 2nd down with Cohen. Oh, Cohen lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And this one will be brought back to the 22.
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over. But that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a 2-possession game. It is a 2-possession game at this stage in the fourth. They needed points out of that drive.
And obviously now, no chance at all to get those points that they so desperately needed.
Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Throwing is Wilson. Flushed out right. And now he's going to use his legs. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush range. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
But now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass here now is 2nd and 10. The throw here going to be complete to Gordon. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 33. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 down at the 33. Here's Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. After the sack on 1st down, Wilson, wide open receiver, complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 19. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. On first down, it's Carson. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. So they come up on second down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. 2nd and 4. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. And I think the ball's out, and this is picked up by the Bears.
Well, that's one of those mistakes. That's a fumble that when they get to the sidelines, I know you're mad, Coach, but look, we've still got this locked down. But that's not necessarily true, is it?
Well, their hopes are slim, but you just hate to give them any hope. You could have sealed it right there.
Yeah, could have finished them off and taken away all hope, as we like to say.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. He was trying to hit Taylor Gabriel that time. And now it's 2nd down. They'll throw again from their own end zone. And now Miller hit, and he fumbles. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And that might just cement it. A return for a late touchdown. So a great play there by the defense. If these guys are going to advance, and it looks like they will, this defense a big reason why. And
they love carrying the mantle for this team, don't they? You see the way that they move around out there? They want to lead this team deeper into the playoffs and hopefully onto the Super Bowl.
And that return for a touchdown certainly helps that cause. This will be taken about the 12. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now it's Trubisky. This is caught by Williams. And he loses the football a second time. And the Seahawks have picked it up.
You've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. They get 17 on that one. Move the chains. 1st down Seahawks. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. End zone caught. Touchdown Seattle. Tyler Lockett there to make the grab. And the fumble recovery leads to 6 points for the Seahawks. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Draw play, Cohen. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation. Here's Trubisky. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 29.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
After the interception, here's Wilson, escaping the pressure right. He lets it fly for Lockett, and he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Getting a hand in there and knocking it away, Eddie Jackson. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Now it's Wilson, flush to his right. Wiggles free. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Khalil Mack, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Check, 59. We own them. We own it.
Wilson wants to throw it. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
3 buzz.
Wilson now going to throw again. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout. Somewhat pointlessly called with 3 seconds to go in a game that's already been decided. Wilson and the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Flushed out right. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end. But now this game is over. So they stay alive in the NFL playoffs, move on to the conference championship. And do you think that the printing press is starting to get those T-shirts and hats ready, my friend?
They have to, Brandon. They have to be ready because if you win, you've got to hand those out on the field right away. And just think about the pressure for the players now. Families are going to be talking about tickets to the Super Bowl even before you play the conference championship game.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL.